Hey, what is going on, people? This is Elder Tenchi, and I am back for another Sonic Boom review for this week's episode entitled How to Succeed in Evil. So, it starts out with Styx the Badger getting some ingredients for a pie she's making for a pie contest we never see, and Tails decides to help out. But he creates a machine that, unfortunately, was originally made for picking, but due to a mishap, it accidentally destroys all the trees in the orchard of the ingredients that they needed. So he is tasked now by the paranoid Styx to plant all the trees. And while he's doing all that, he gets a come to find out, he's got people watching him, and it happens to be this society, this secret fraternity, I'm gonna call it, of wannabe villains. And I say wannabes because they're just petty thieves stealing garbage, and they call themselves the Lightning Bolt Society. Apparently, they're making sort of a name for themselves because Dr. Eggman knows who they are. I guess they're on social media, so Dr. Eggman keeps track of that, and they recruit anybody who they deem as evil. And since Tails did something bad or evil by accident by getting rid of the trees, by cutting down all the trees, they give him a letter to invite them to their club potluck. They have these potluck dinners where they recruit people, and I'm like, okay, that's actually, I get it, but there is this one little bit in the scene that kind of nags at me a little bit. When they give Tails the envelope, he has such a hard time opening the envelope. But later on in the episode, when Amy does the same thing, she's able to open it with no problem. I'm just saying, he's a super genius. He can invent all this stuff, and he can't open an envelope? Really? I don't know if that was supposed to be funny, but honestly, that was just sad. So you go to their HQ, and they're praising Tails for doing what his machine accidentally did, which was supercharged by Sonic, by the way. He was trying to figure out how to fuel this thing and use a gigantic kind of nuclear matrix battery pack and Sonic's speed in order to charge it, and the battery pack exploded. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny, and it made sense. I mean, why not use Sonic speed as a power source? But when they try to recruit Tails, he has to disappoint them by saying, "I'm not evil," and they're all shocked, like shocked. I'm like, really? Is it that big of a deal? Is it that big of a deal? Dr. Eggman is cracking on them because they're not bad enough. I'm like, really? When you got Eggman, Sonic's frenemy in this series, cracking on you the way he is, it just adds to the sadness. It really adds to the sadness. But we do get to see some returning characters. We get to see Dave, Eggman's former intern and former fast food employee. And we also get to see Willie the Walrus, who was introduced in the episode Where's My Eggman, where Eggman goes missing. So it was kind of cool to see them again, even though really this episode was kind of one note to me. And we get to see Sonic and Amy argue as to what tactic to use to rescue Tails. So basically, you have some funny moments, haha, and you have Eggman basically being the man in the episode. You know what I mean? Because these guys are trying to be like him, and here he is cracking on them, knowing who they are, but they're not evil enough in his eyes. And really, I think, considering the fact that this is Dr. Eggman and this series has depicted him as sort of a master of buffoonery instead of a master of evil, I have to say it's kind of sad. But altogether, this episode was all right. Let me just clarify that these characters are petty thieves. They're digging through the trash to take things. I think the biggest part of the episode that actually made me want to see more was the fact that this secret society of wannabe villains stole one of Eggman's guns, which apparently shoot seeds, and when those seeds are planted, they grow into mutant giant man-eating plants. And then you actually see the characters fighting off these man-eating plants in the middle of the episode. So it kind of seemed a little unbalanced to me. I mean, you could have done a little more with that, but altogether, this was an okay episode. Let me know what you guys think of this episode. What do you think of this series as a whole so far? What do you think of the returning characters? Do you think they're going to hold any weight later on in the future? And what do you think about Dr. Eggman actually making jokes about another evil society or a wannabe evil society? Comment below. Let me know. Check out the Sonic Boom playlist for more reviews and more news. And I will see you in the next video. Peace, love, and never be normal.